Welcome to another exciting episode of the Neville Goddard Podcast. I'm on fire today, guys. I've had the best night of sleep that I've had in years. I mean, I feel so well rested. You're going to hear about that win shortly. You're going to hear about Raymond, my new Chinese medicine doctor friend. All my old Chinese medicine doctors are far, far away. But this new guy is within my 3K driving limit because I don't feel like driving more than 3Ks. I don't do what I don't want to do. I invest my time. I don't spend it driving. If you want to drive, you drive. That's your situation. Anyway, I'm on fire. I invite you to live a life where you're on fire. So I'm going to share with you my personal update. And we've got something special coming up probably later today from a chat that I just had with Jason. You're going to love that. Catch you in a bit. See ya in this podcast starting right now. So I just got off the phone with Jason. Oh, good Lord, you can tell I'm in my 50s. I call it the phone still, even though I know better. It's the iPad. We did an i thing. And I just got off the iPhone, iPad. I just got off the phone with Jason. Let's keep it simple. By the way, there's a lot of value to keeping things simple instead of lighting candles and shit. But I just got off the phone with Jason. And we had a great time just sharing thoughts about this stuff. Jason's a cool fella. He's a member of the LOA by Neville Goddard group. You'll be hearing this later. I'm going to make a special episode of it. But here's why I mention it today. You can't possibly figure out how to do everything or anything as far as I'm concerned. Back in the old days, I was imagining having worldwide impact with teaching what I knew to be the way of life, the ultimate way of life, the way that I cured myself from PTSD. I was imagining worldwide impact. Meanwhile, I was teaching seminars once a month out of my living room. I was advertising through the local Point of Light magazine. I'd read an article for him, and that's how I was growing it. We didn't have the internet when I started. We didn't have Facebooks, YouTubes, podcasting. None of that stuff existed. I supplemented my income by selling cassette tapes and video cassettes of cool shit. And here's the cool thing. Technology got invented so that I could do what I chose to do. I imagined worldwide impact. I imagined thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of lives blessed by me simply sharing what matters to me. By me simply sharing what changed my life, what rescued me from PTSD, got rid of all traces of scoliosis. I had a flat left foot. It's got plenty of arch now. But meanwhile, Jason and I were talking about something a lot simpler. We were talking about ManifestingMasteryCourse.com, trying to figure it all out, the new age bullshit, so on and so forth. Having a past that you wouldn't trade. You see, a lot of people, they so regret their pasts that they can't invest in their future. They regret their past so much. And this is coming from a guy who got beat to death. All right, this is coming from a guy that had a shit childhood in some ways. I had a great childhood in other ways. This is from a guy that could join pretty much every Me Too club out there. And I'm telling you, I wouldn't trade a thing. Because of where I've ended up. Because there's no reason to go back and reinfect myself with anything about the past. Anything that happened to me, any regrets that I had. Neville talks about that. Do not be like Lot's wife. She turned to salt, which is a preservative. And if you look back at the past and you long for it, or you look back on the past and you long to have done something different, you're just reinfecting yourself. Your itty-bitty shitty committee has shown up again. Stop it. Meanwhile, it's the dawn of a new day now. It's 7:35 a.m. I've got a call starting in 55 minutes. I've been rocking the house. And this is what I want for you. So I wasn't sleeping all that well. And I decided, right, I'd get some perspective on this. And perspective to me is not figuring things out. Perspective to me is just getting a good overall view. What do I choose to have in life? I am God having the adventure of a lifetime. I choose to be very well rested. For some reason, I wasn't resting well. I choose to be very well rested and on fire. All right. I choose also to be very well rested on fire. I just started noticing, what are my desires? Wouldn't it be wonderful if I got some good body work done? Wouldn't it be wonderful if I was getting great night's sleep? Wouldn't it be wonderful if? And I just started to explore those things, get some perspective on life. Wouldn't it be wonderful if I had more of those things? And when I nurtured those, whenever I dropped down and started just imagining what I started finding, what would imply that my wishes fulfilled? What are my little final itty bitty scenes? When I dropped down into those and just felt them nurture me, something happened. A friend of mine, Susie, months ago, told me about a little Chinese man, Raymond. So I went shopping yesterday, and I decided I'm going to stop by and see Raymond. So I stopped by, introduced myself, and his wife said, come back at noon. Come back at noon. I said, all right, I'll come back at noon. Write it on a card so I actually remember. Right? So I came home. I went back at noon. Got a fantastic treatment. $185. I feel like a new man. I had the best sleep of my life probably last night. And here's why I mention that. I don't want you to all go to Chinese doctors. Maybe that's part of your bridge. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's part of your path. Maybe it's not. But I fully imagined having had gotten a great night's sleep and getting great night's sleeps again. And I found myself drawn to take a little tiny step. Go see this guy. All right. I love him. Great fella. You American. I say, yeah. You're funny American. And we had a great time just jacking back and forth. Anyway, I want you to have more fun times. If you got gold today, I'm going to invite you to go to NevilleGoddardStore.com. Search around, get some goodies. Because if you're getting gold from the podcast, and this is whatever's just on my mind, I just ramble about. We put together courses, we put together packs, we put together power packs, cool shit that changes lives. And a little tiny investment in one of those that will rock your world big time. I can guarantee you, I did it before the internet. Because I'm a little passionate about what actually freaking matters. You'll notice I'm not passionate about candles. I'm not passionate about crystals. I'm not passionate about incense. I'm not even passionate about Chinese medicine. But I'll tell you, right? That was part of the path. That was part of the bridge. I don't resist bridges. And I know there's going to be somebody out there who said, but he spent $185. I'm imagining it happening for free. See, I'm imagining having enough cash flow that it doesn't matter. I'm imagining having enough cash flow that it gives to him, because he took the time to learn what he learned, to do what he did. And maybe I could have worked on a treatment for myself for a couple months, or I could go see him for an hour. It's up to you. If you got gold today, manifestingmasterycourse.com. Dive deeper, soar higher, invest in you. Have a great day. See ya.